Okay, moving to our action agenda. This is setting the levy, our budget actions for fiscal 19. We've held all the public hearings. We've done all the required steps, and so tonight we're going to start with a few words about our budget and hopefully move to adoption.
Okay, sir.
The fiscal 19 budget continues to embody the goals of the Board of Commissioners and the priorities set forth by Allegheny County government. The county continues to improve since the Great Recession, and this group of commissioners remains vigilant in our responsibility to keep our county's fiscal house in order. This year's budget includes $90,346,419 in operating expenditures, and the budget includes a number of capital investments through fiscal 19 through 23 in our capital improvement plan. These specific, appropriate, and targeted investments ensure the essential services continue to be provided to the citizens of Allegheny County. Recognizing that local governments must live within their means, the fiscal 19 budget does not include a single tax increase. Property taxes for the citizens of Allegheny County have been reduced for the 8th straight year in a row, and Allegheny County has the distinction of being the only county in the state to cut property taxes for 8 years in a row. Education remains the county's single greatest funding priority. Expenditures on K through 12 and post-secondary education represent 42% of the total expenditures of this year's budget. This budget funds K through 12 education above the maintenance of effort amount set by the state of Maryland, and the county continues to examine ways to assist in educational efforts and provide opportunities to all citizens, no matter age, to pursue an education that leads to good-paying jobs. On emergency management, this year's budget continues to invest in the safety of the county's first responders by making a substantial upgrades to our radio system, which is the largest one-time capital cost that we've ever used on EMS. This Board of Commissioners has authorized the purchase of new radios and new consoles that will replace the outdated technology as part of the Maryland First program. And on public safety, that also remains a priority, as the first aim of government is to safeguard its citizens. And this year's budget includes 2 additional positions to the Sheriff's Department, as well as another announcement here in a few minutes. The Board of County Commissioners has also taken action to make significant changes to local government with the creation of the Department of Planning and Growth. The county continues to aggressively pursue the development of property formerly known as Cumberland Chase, and has also provided workforce development opportunities through the recent creation of the Commissioners Fellowship Program. In all, the Board of Commissioners is confident that these and other initiatives provided for in the 2019 budget will continue to move this county forward. And the full budget, as well as the CIP, can be found on the county's website or is available if you call in. So that's the budget overview. Item number 4 is Mr. Jason Bennett, Finance Director.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Sir.
As you stated, tonight's budget adoption. With budget adoption comes several items you guys got to step through just to formally adopt the budget and set the levy. So if you're okay and can bear with me, we'll work through the next handful of items kind of quickly. Just some super quick highlights. We've been over the budget for the last 4 months now, but some super highlights real quick. General fund of $90.3 million this year. That includes a gain of $1.6 million in real estate taxes, a loss of $500,000 in income tax. As you mentioned, flat funding to the Board of Education, which is actually over maintenance of effort. A rate decrease again for the 8th straight year down to 0.9750 in the real estate tax rate. We used just over $1.5 million of fund balance, most of that to cover our new EMS operation. There's a 2% COLA included in this budget. Highway user revenue is up slightly again, still way off from where we used to be, but up a little bit again. Debt service has remained under our $3 million goal, and we've allocated just a little bit of new money, $3,000 for the Cumberland Historic Cemetery Organization and associated charities. Schedule-wise, we started the budget back in February. We had budgets that were due at the beginning of March. 2 public hearings you guys had, March 8th, March 22nd. We did the constant yield hearing March 22nd. Budget workshop on April 12th. Preliminary budget April 26th. CIP and debt affordability on May 10th. And hearings during May. and finally adoption tonight. So with that, if you don't mind, we'll walk through the steps we need to adopt everything.
Absolutely. And the other thing to keep in mind, Senator Edwards was successful in getting us extra funds coming
Yes.
from the state. So that's part of the budget increase, and it looks like we're increasing spending, but it's really just new funds coming from us from the state of Maryland.
Yeah, the $1.6 million I mentioned is real estate tax increase. 1.3 million of that actually came from the pilot agreement we got from the state of Maryland for state land. So, yeah, real estate was
Absolutely.
largely flat, but thanks to Senator Edwards and the delegation, got a nice bump this year.
Great.
So first step tonight would be to adopt Resolution 18-19, and it essentially adopts the fiscal year 19 operating and capital budgets to the total amount of $139,320,000 and $36. So I'll leave it to you for the motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, moving to item number 5 is the levy and differential.
Yeah, so step 2 is actually setting the levy and setting the real estate tax rate. As we've mentioned, the real property tax rate will move to .9750, and the state of Maryland property tax rate is .112. So when you add them together, it's $1.087. So that's the levy we'll be setting. Personal property will be set at 2.4375, which is also a reduction. Our discount rate will continue at 1% for payments made in July and August. So that's your levy and differential for the year. We've been over constant yield, obviously. The differential is as established by the state of Maryland and proven by Allegheny County Circuit Court twice over. So with that, it's up to you guys to adopt the tax levy.
Is there any discussion?
No, sir.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, and moving on to item number 6 is the special taxing areas.
So there are multiple special taxing areas throughout the county. We collect taxes for many, whether it be fire companies, special taxing areas. This also includes ad valorem for our sanitary districts. So we've collected all those rates. They're in front of you, largely unchanged, to be honest. So simply now we need a motion to authorize those rates.
I'll make a motion, we authorize
Special tax.
that special taxing district.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All righty. Item number 7 is for the CIP. Got it. Mr. Patterson, any comments? CIP, he's got it, okay.
Well, as you know, this is based on the CIP presentation that Adam gave a few weeks back. It would be for our fiscal 19 to 23 capital improvement program. We also presented debt affordability at that time in which everything fits. So the next motion would be for you to adopt our 2019 to 2023 CIP.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Item number 8 is to print this in the newspaper. Mr. Bennett.
And last one, you can kick me out of here then. This is simply a motion to publish our budget document in pamphlet form and also to advertise it in the paper, just as to put it out in the public.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Jason, thank you for your work on this.
Absolutely.
All right. Item number 9 is